I'm gonna start rolling. You can start whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, Dad, tell us about. I want to get to a couple of the Coast Guard stories, and then we'll move on from there. But what about the? I've heard you tell the story about the gal that you in the West Indies, Miss West Indies, 1955. Tell us about that story.
Well, that was on the ship that I was on, the Coast Guard cutter Aurora. We were picked to go and build Loran sites on a bunch of islands in the West Indies, which a Loran site that in those days was the same as a GPS and nowadays. And they emitted a signal, and you would have to get a machine, which that was my job to get the two and get the two signals and get them over each other. And then that would tell you where you were at in the ocean. And we went down to an island that's off the coast of Trinidad called Tobago, which was called at that time the Jewel of the Caribbean. And I was selected to go off the ship and help these officers that were in charge of the construction of the Loran site, which was just a deal that you built with an antenna and everything else, and there was nobody that had to maintain it or anything, but there was somebody that would look after it to make sure it was still operating, and stuff like that. And we went down there, and it was a real short landing strip, and we had to we got to pull in and get off on the ship, but then we went and stayed at the Robinson Crusoe Hotel on the island of Tobago, and we would then go out during the day and then build the Loran site. And one night we were all having dinner, and they started having a dance over in the dance floor area and everything else, and they had a special guest there, and she was Miss West Indies of 1955, and she was wanting to jitterbug. And in those days I knew a little bit about jitterbugging, and I wasn't a great jitterbugger, but I could jitterbug.
You knew how to do it.
I knew how to do it. And and nobody in there knew except, and then I raised my hand. And so she got me out there, and I was in uniform, of course, and got me out there on the dance floor, and we were the only two out there, and then we jitterbugged just for probably, 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. And they all I think they took pictures and stuff like that. I can't remember.
I wish we had a video of that. That's what we really need. Yeah.
But then after that night, well, then we ended up, I didn't see her again. She left, and but that was the first thing I did.
That's awesome.
And then we flew out of there on a plane.
55. I looked her up and Googled her and I saw a picture of her.
Yep.
Yeah.